Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel in metal shaping. It had been a while since I put up something on YouTube. I think it's about 10-11 months or so. But sometimes that happens and you need to recharge and need to recover and do some other things and think about what you should do in the future. So the next step is actually, what I have been thinking about is to how can I teach more people out there, because I realize that one day I'm going to be gone. I have many days left, but I would like to save my knowledge for the future and other generations, so people can learn from it even if I'm gone one day. So that's what I have been thinking about. The step 1 classes and the step 2 classes, I have been doing those for 28, 29 years, and I still enjoy it. But the step 1 classes is little of the same all the time after so many years, and it's great to see and give this to people and see how they can grow in the hands-on classes. But for me as a teacher, it's little of push the play button on the recorder, and then it's just repeat the same thing. I learn from people's mistake. I learn from things that they do different, and it still happen in every class that I can pick up a few things. But overall, I don't learn so much. The other thing that I have seen for many years also, that is, when I started my classes, I had so much of the circle, a piece, and people was happy with what they learned in that time, and that was in my mom's 2-car garage in Sweden. But today I can say, after so many years, I have the full circle of knowledge. Don't take me wrong, I still learn new things, but I can say that I have the full circle. When I started my classes, it was 2 days. People thought they would like to stay more days, so I added another day, and then I had 3 days for a long time. And still have the 3 days hands-on class, step 1. But today, after so many years, I have the full circle of knowledge, and I have so much to give people, but it's not enough with 3 days. So I have been thinking about, for those months, I have been thinking about what could I do to give people more of that information than I can just cover in the step 1 class. So I have a new thing coming up here now that I'm working on, and make sure that you click the membership button below here now. That will take you to another level, and that's where I'm going to put up more videos. It's still going to be some free videos every month, but if you want to more in depth and to make more complicated pieces and see more and learn from my experience to do this my whole life, then you click the membership button below here. So that's what I have been thinking about. And then behind me here you can see what I call it a 33 Bonneville style coupe that is 6 inches chopped. The windshield is laid back. And when I did this, I had a blast. I had a blast because I never done anything. I copy things, but I never done anything that is my own design. So this was a challenge. But I really enjoyed it, and this side is done. The other side I'm missing because I needed to do this design on this one side, so I got the look right first. Then I can make my paper template on this, and I can make each piece, and then I can also make the strip on the outside of this. Then I can use those for the other side, so I can make sure that the other side is correct and they're matching both sides. So I had a blast. So what I used here, I used a firewall and a cow from probably a Forder. I can't say 100%, but probably a Forder. They are the same on all of them except for the cabriolet. Other than that, they are the same. So if you have a Forder or a rough two-door sedan that you found, you can turn it into a 3-window coupe. And that can be a 6-inch shop, it can be a 3-inch shop, it can be the stock height too. So for the membership videos, I'm going to make several parts for a coupe like this. So you can see the whole process there. And don't be, thinking, oh, I would like to see. Gain as much knowledge as you can from every video, because you can learn something new and you can use that and apply that to something else that you're working on. I have some tips and tricks for today. So when I did this, and one day, this is just a few months ago, I find out another way to do those strips that we put on the grids, that I call it, on the outside of the door skin, for example, or a roof skin, or hood, or anything. That is a long swoop radius. And I have done it, and I can still do it in the shrink and the stretcher, but it's kind of a little tricky as many times to get the smooth curve. So I find out another way to do that, and I'm going to show you this on this free video today. So let's go to the table and I can show you what I figured out. I'm over at the table here, and here you see one of those templates that I made before. And you have seen me using those many times if you watched the other videos earlier. But this strip should be about 20 millimeter wide, 3/4 is fine. And then it should be 18 gauge. 19 gauge is too thin, and it's so sensitive with the shrink and the stretcher to make that. So I recommend to use 18 gauge. It makes a big difference there. And when you do that in the shrink and the stretcher, I prefer to use the stretcher as much as possible to stretch the edge and curve it. That keeps the inside really smooth and easy to put over the piece that I'm making. But as I said, I find out another way to do this that is more consistent, and it just comes out much nicer. So let me show you the trick in the bead roller, and we go from there. So I'm over to the bead roller now, and here you can see the dies that I'm using in the bead roller, and it's so simple, and I don't know why I never thought about this before, but anyway, better late than never. So I'm going to use 2 flat dies in the bead roller, and then I'm going to run that strip between here, and it's be the same pressure, and I can get stretch the edge of the strip, and it makes a nice curve. So let's change the camera a little bit, and then I'm going to run the piece there so you can see it. And I'm always using the gloves. Maybe I shouldn't do that when it's a machine that rotates, but it's not so difficult. I mean, it's not so dangerous in the bead roller. I never had any issues with that. But so I set the dies so touching there, then I go a half turn more. And if I run that little deeper than half width of the strip, then you can already see now that it starts stretching it. So after one run, you can see that this is already curved now. And if you are consistent with the depth there, it will curve it exactly the same all the way. So when I make a template for a roof or for a door skin, I can do that so much quicker, and it will be the same from side to side. when you're building a car body or any panel, it's important that you have correct templates. If the template is wrong, then you start trying to fix the door skin in the English wheel, roll it up to a convex shape after the template. But if the template is a little wrong, then you start chasing something that is not right. So this will give you a more consistent template. And that is, for me, that was, wow, this is amazing. If I want more, I can go another turn. And if I want more in one area, I can mark it out. And then I can crank it down a little harder in that area, and then I lose it up again. And so you can play a little with the pressure too, or just run it in one certain area. There you can see how much that is. You see that it's a little wavy there now because I stretched the edge, but that is so easy, so I can easily bend that back and this will be straight again. So this is probably a perfect template now. If I had a die here that would be maybe a 1/4 inch thinner flat die, then I could use the guide here, and then I can be exactly the same depth too. That would be even better. So that is a die that I'm going to make for myself, for my machines, a special die. If you have a hand crank bead roller, you can probably do this and have somebody that's cranking it for you, so you can focus on steering it. But I recommend, if you have a hand crank one, put the gearbox motor on it and the speed control on the foot pedal, and put that back on, and so you have both hands free. It's a huge difference there. But other than that, it's just 2 flat dies that you need. It is also possible to do a wider piece and stretch the flange. So you bend that in the sheet metal brake first, and then you run it here. So let me run this one more time. And you can see it's curving even more now. So if that is a panel that you need for something and you want a perfect radius there, you can do that too. So this is open up a whole new way to do things and do it quicker and better result. And that means that you're going to have more time. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to run a 90 degrees angle. And I'm going to run one side first, same as I did with the strip. And you can see it curves immediately. I love this one. So that was one side of the flange, okay? So, but what happens if I run the other side of this at 90 degrees angle? And of course it's curving as well. But I can show you what the piece looks like. So now you can actually see that this is 45, this is 45, but the curve is this way. So now this opens up another option to form the metal, but you you can do more on one side and less on the other side, and you can I mean, it's another option to do all kinds of different things by stretching it in the bead roller. So that's the tips and tricks that I had for today. I hope that will be helpful, and I hope that you can go out in your garage or shop and start using this technique, because it will help you to save time and better quality. So that's a great thing. By the way, here's another 33.3 window coupe that is 6 inches chopped. I also took a cowl from a 4-door probably, and used this part here from the 4-door. But when you lay down the windshield, you need to stretch this out. Not stretch it, but you need to open this radius up. It's too much curve on a stock car, so that needs to be a little more flat. I also have learned to make this U-channel here for the cloth. I'm not going to have a cloth, I'm going to have an aluminum panel full with louvers, but I made this channel, and that was a big step to be able to do that channel. And I thought about it for for a long time too, how I can do that. And in the other car I used pieces from the 4-door and put that together, and it worked. But it would be great to be able to do that instead of using the old ones. So if you have an old rough 2-door sedan or a 4-door body, and you would like to have a coupe 6-inch chopped, 3-inch chopped, or stock height, I have all the templates for that, and I can convert that for you. The best is to send me an email what you have, or give me a call, and each one is made to order, so they can, it depends on how much the person can do by themselves. I prefer to do it so far as it is here. Everything is well tack welded together, but the rest needs to be welded and hammered and dolly and grinded. So it depends on the cost for it. It depends on how much each customer can do by themselves. But also those parts that you can see here, I'm going to make those for the membership videos. So make sure that you click the button below on membership. There you will have more videos in depth about what I'm doing. If you want more information about the hands-on classes, which I think still is a good option to put your hands on, and maximum 4 students in each class, and I have 3 bead rollers, 5 English wheels, 4 shrink and stretchers. So it's good to put your hands on it, but if you can't, the membership video will be a huge help for you. I'm still going to put up free video on YouTube once a month. I also planning to do some other patch panel for other cars, type Tri-5 Chevys, even pickup Chevys, 55, 57 Chevys. I would like to be able to show patch panels to make for those. And who knows, maybe a fender flares, wide body kit for an import car, or it can be anything. I have the knowledge, you let me know, but don't put a comment in the text here what you want to see. Send me an email so I know that you're serious and what you would like to see, and I can take a look at it and see if I can make it. So if you want more information about the class, hands-on classes, books, DVDs, go to www.lazzemetalshaping.com. See you next time, and thank you for watching.